Okay, it's 10:30 now.
Yeah, we can begin.
Yeah, so
All right. So we'll have a small, meet and greet, virtual meet and greet, and then I will hand it over to you. Good
yeah.
morning, everyone. This is Lalhmangaih Hauzel. I'm the founder of AriseLamka. It's an education project which, I have been mulling about. I've been thinking about putting my thoughts and efforts into it, and finally launch it in January 15th at the Executive MBA School in IIT Bombay. And today we have a very special guest who is a close friend of mine. Her name is Aishwarya Yadav. She's a film producer. She has so many talents that I might not be able to cover all of them. I hope she will understand me. So, producer. She is also an architect, but I'm not sure like how far she has taken that career. She would I hope she would tell us more about it if she would like to. And not only that, she also has her own company already, or startup, if I may call it, and she's also working on another one. And she would give us more detail on that. I hope. She has been living in Mumbai for, I don't know exactly how many years you have lived there, but for quite some time now.
Yeah, I'm here in Mumbai since 2018.
Okay.
Like full
So,
time, I'm here. Before that, I used to keep coming and going. 16, 17 was in US, and yeah.
mm, all right. And yeah, so we are excited to, to have her as the, the resource person for today's session. We will be covering, multiple aspects of filmmaking industry, not only, becoming the actor or the actresses, but there are so many other, areas or career opportunities wherein we can get involved in the movie industry, let's say in terms of the sound, in terms of the costume, in terms of writing or the creative, the marketing, produce, all those, so many things are there. So when we say film or a movie, it doesn't mean only the actor or actresses. So we have so many, lines of career other than those two also, right? So that's what we're going to cover today. And I want to say hello to each and every one of you. I know many of you already, but some are new to me also. So thank you for joining, and I welcome all of you. Right. So what we will do is we will go ahead and hand it over to Aishwarya to take us through her introduction as well as the slides, and also we would take a small break in between so that we can take maybe one or two questions, and we can move forward with that. So we want to make it more interactive as much as possible, and not as a lecture. That's what I used to say.
Yeah,
So
same
over
here.
over to you. Yeah, over to you, Aishwarya, and take us through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone,
Good
and thank
morning.
you so much, Tal, for your this initiative and inviting me at this forum. And I appreciate and congratulate you for this initiative of yours where you want to make a difference and make students from Lamka to come forward and explore the possibilities and opportunities there in the world. So I will talk about myself and I'll share my screen. I would be like welcoming all the questions coming in, and it will be more fun if it is more interactive session. And what Lal has told me, of course, I can't see anybody. It's just blank screen. I can just see Lal, so I don't know who am I talking, but I can understand that there are students from grade 10 to undergraduates. Am I right?
Yes. And we
So
we have we even have some friends who are not in school or colleges anymore also. Few of them. Yeah.
okay, perfect. So yeah, so I mean, at any stage or every stage, I will talk about the career opportunities you want to get into. But of course, yeah, like to get in here after 12th is different, and after your graduation is different, and then whatever after even you have done your graduation or like want to switch to career, then what are the possibilities? So I will try to speak about mostly everything, and whatever questions like you have, either I'll try to cover during the sessions, or anything I'll share my email so I can later also um, revert offline. I think that sounds
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, that sounds great.
Yeah, so I'll begin with, and I'll start with the presentation today. I
Okay.
hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yeah, yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Great.
going through this, the career opportunity in filmmaking. Uh, Before this, I will tell you about who I am, Aishwarya Yadav. Okay, by profession or by like academics, I'm an architect. After completing my architect, my family had always been in media. My dad is a very senior journalist in North India, and my brother has been closely working in entertainment industry in Mumbai for last 12 years. So completing my architecture, how I came into filmmaking is altogether a journey. But apart from that, I'm an NLP coach, which is neuro linguistic programming, where I train, coach people on different level of mental health, physical health. Also, I'm a Reiki healer, which is I'm a certified Reiki healer from ICRT, which is International Center for Reiki Training, Michigan, and also from a school of Reiki in Japan, where I'm certified in Jikiden Reiki. Reiki is a healing technique introduced in Japan, which is like how you heal people using universal energy and all. So apart from my main profession, this is my passion, what I do. uh, Apart from that, I'm a painter, and I have exhibited my paintings, my artwork at various art exhibitions, internationally, nationally. Then I'm also a writer. I do write screenplays. I have authored a book which is yet to publish, but yeah, so I'm into both fiction, like fictional writing, and also writing screenplays for my shows, and for like whatever is slice of life, fiction and slice of life. Then comes to the main area where we are going to talk more about today is filmmaking. I also own a music label which is soon to be launched, maybe like in a month or two. We are ready with a number of songs, and it's a new concept we are coming up with respect to music label. So that is also one stream that comes down in my area. Now, about my education, I have completed my architecture from Greater Noida APJ School of Architecture and Planning. Then my master's in filmmaking from New York Film Academy in New York, the first year, and New York Film Academy, Los Angeles, the second year. I wanted to understand the essence of both cities and the work style, and basically Hollywood is in Los Angeles, so I learned a lot there. Got to work with, many like people who are at the epitome of their career, all academy winners, award winners, who used to be my teachers, faculties, and workmates. So it was a great exposure. After New York Film Academy, I have got a chance as an intern to work at Warner Brothers for a while. Now, currently, I'm pursuing my MBA from IIT Bombay, where I study with Lal, and also it is in collaboration with Olin Business School, Washington University. Now, coming to my work, like what I have done by far, I have done a lot of television serials. So, started my career with television, and always it has always been into production, like how I mean, I will tell you what all different areas are, what is it to be a producer, filmmaker, actor, and all. So this is basically what I've done. Our television, which has done pretty well, and different languages always, like Hindi, Marathi, where the episode count is, you can see 1200 plus. Devyani, which was a super hit television. Apart after that, we started into films, and films also I have explored all regional cinema: Hindi, Marathi, English, Telugu, and it did pretty well at box office and with respect to the critical uh, rating, IMDb and all. Latest web series what I've explored is a web series of a cop from North India, Bhokal, and it was an MX player, and it was a super hit web series which has hit more than 1 billion plus views in season 1 and season 2, which is really big, and did really well, and we are in the process of making season 3 now.
Oh, wow. This
Yeah.
which OTT platform is it
Yeah,
available?
so Bhokal is on MX Player. MX Player.
Oh,
Like
okay.
after two, I will tell you, MX Player was not that big a platform.
Hmm.
When all these platforms are there, Netflix, Amazon, Hotstar. After two series on MX Player, Bhokal and Ashram. Ashram was
Okay.
from by Bobby Deol. That the channel got its way. So
Oh,
this OTT MX Player. So Bhokal season 1, season 2 are there, and 3 we are now in that pre-production phase.
okay.
Work reel, some of the work. So this is, if you can see, this is Bhokal and MX Player. Mohit Rena played the main lead. This is my film Ashwamedham, the Telugu one, Hari Krishna in English, What About Savarkar, Tamburo, Ghanta. These are Gujarati films, and they did really well at box office. And then this is some of the television. Now, this film, Urja Nanedil, is a Hindi movie, and this is going to be, this is going to be released in April, on April 14th. That's the date by far. And before that, it has won many film festivals, like where it has been selected as a best film, which is Toronto Film Festival, MIP Com Junior, International Film Festival, Goa, IFI Goa, Al Ain International Film Festival. So basically, this is a film, a children film, but talks about slice of life, and has been receiving standing ovation at the like theaters, where in the film festivals the movie is just showcased once. We have been requests for like multiple screenings. So it's doing well, and I hope this gets released in April. So
Okay.
this is about the work. Now let's come to filmmaking. So whoever is interested in filmmaking, everybody has different idea of filmmaking, and they want to get into filmmaking in a different way. Not everybody wants to be an actor. Not everybody wants to be a producer or writer. But like everyone has their own ambition to get in here. So if you talk about what is filmmaking, it is a combination of storytelling, screenplay, direction, cinematography, cast, budget, shooting location, aesthetics, and much more. Who is a filmmaker? What do we think about a filmmaker? They are not just directors, but they are creative minds, who brings idea to life. Like whatever the seed is in your head, and then it just gets into reality. It's all the hard work that goes behind, and the filmmaker brings it working day and night rigorously for months and years. And there are filmmakers who spend years on writing script and detailing. So they live that idea and bring it into life, and bring to us as a means of entertainment, a message to society, and much more. What is the role of a filmmaker? So as I told you, everything from production phase to release, or I would say pre-production phase to release, from scratch, from idea to it gets delivered into theaters, it's all filmmaker. Like from scripting, what is going to be the genre, the tone, the idea, everything, it depends on a filmmaker, and you can choose your own style, your own genre. Like every, if you see different filmmakers, they come up with, for example, Sanjay Leela Bansali, we see he comes with more period drama. He wants to show more grandeur, more aesthetics and all. You look at Rajkumar Hirani, he will come up with more of a message driven cinema, where he's talking of slice of life and creating impact into the society. Finance, of course, it is very important aspect of filmmaking. Like whatever script talks about, I mean, the budget of the film is decided by the screenplay. I mean, it could be a film could be shot in 2 rooms apartment, and the story is so strong that we need not to go out, but the story is just driving in those 2 rooms or just one location. Or maybe the movie demands to be very extensive. Maybe you want to shoot to Himalayas or whatever places where you have to show a journey, a struggle. So this all depends on what is the story. And once the screenplay gets locked, you understand, okay, what is going to be the budget for the film, the finance. Then comes very important, who is going to be the cast, crew. That also accounts for like financing, the costing, the budget. If you're going to ask, like for an actor you want Shah Rukh Khan, or maybe you can give an opportunity to any newcomer. I mean, of course the ball game will change with respect to the budget. Then of course, like I have mentioned, casting, that will depend. Who are you taking? What is your scope of work? I mean, what is the scope of in the script? Like, do you really need established actors? Like, for example, what's happening on OTT platforms? So many originals are coming: Netflix originals, Amazon originals, or Hotstar
Yes.
originals, and they are coming up with new actors. But now what they are driving, because now the cinema is changing, it's not only driven by just selling in the name of actors, but in the name of story. Because now the content is the king, story is the king, the hero is story. So if it is good story, you can actually play around and take like taking risk by having newcomers, or maybe people who have done like 1 or 2 movies, or act, maybe TV, or maybe modeling or whatever, like little known faces, not that established actors. And if they are good actors, and you can make a film, and that's also doing pretty well. And with respect to OTT, not that release in theaters, it has become more viable to even think of that way.
Yeah.
Getting the right people, depending on who is going to be your crew. Like there are so many departments in film. Like while making a film, it's not just about producer, director, or actor. When on sets, there is a team of 200 plus people, includes people from makeup artists, choreographer, musicians, actors, directors, marketers, stunts, action. So, like so many, everything, like a scene demands a lot of, you know, uh, la- hard work. A scene has a lot of hard work of so many people who are not even seen or acknowledged.
Mm.
So
True.
yeah. Then pre-production is a phase after this, like when you go for recce, you go for scouting for the location. Okay, this is the right place I need to book. Then you go for permissions, maybe some real locations you want to shoot, but then there are certain restrictions. If I want to shoot a film or at Kedarnath, right, and we have had a tragedy there, and now getting the real time shooting permissions from government is difficult. So all these, I mean, taking efforts, making efforts, talking, putting I mean coordinating. Also pre-production includes a lot of coordination with team. Like there are teams with respect to your direction team, your production team, your line production team. So how well are you coordinating? So, and it's just that it's not just one person, two-person. There are like 10 teams, and every team has 20 people or maybe 15 people. So the coordination. So how are you ensuring that all aspect of producing the film are in order? So that is all pre-production. Then
I I
comes the
have
production.
I have one question, Aishwarya.
Hmm.
So,
Yes.
in the getting the team together, right? Whose job or whose role is it to get all those different people together? Is it the
So
producer, director, or who does that?
okay, so I will tell you, when you are mounting a project, there are various, like, certain people. For example, if I'm a producer and I'm a financer, I will decide who I want in my team.
Oh,
So maybe
okay.
I will first decide that this is going to be my director. So I what did I
Oh,
did I do? I logged my director. Now director will have certain preferences. Director will
okay.
say, I can work better only with this editor. I
Mm,
Because this editor and I are in sync, because the chemistry between two is very important for flawless working. And
yes.
the director will say, I would want this director of photography, the cinematographer, because we are so set together that I need not to explain him details. It's just that it's very easy for me to just tell him, and everything is done so that I can focus on my actors.
Okay.
So it is a cumulative decision. I mean, of course, the producer has to be in sync. For example, if the DOP is asking a very heavy amount, and financer or producer is not able to afford that, then in that case,
Mm,
maybe we'll have to negotiate, either negotiate or ask the director, okay, give any second choice. So it's
okay.
absolutely, and then while coordinating, you have your team in place. Your ADs are there, assistant directors are there, your EPs there, executive producer. So basically, all these, like coordination and all is done by the line production, EP. All these people do this. Okay, these are coming on board, keeping everything, intact, that okay, everything is going smoothly, coordination is well made, and people are informed well in time that what is the shoot time, what is when to report, and all that. So this comes later when everything gets logged with respect to the HODs. So there are various heads where you hire the HOD. Like for example, the costume, who's going to be the art director. I mean, who is going to design the set. So if I'm going to hire the main art director, he will come with his team. If I'm going to hire my costume designer, she will or he will come with his or her team. So this is how the lower hierarchy would be decided by the HODs, but the HODs are decided by the producer director in consent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Since we're taking a small, break, so there is one question in the chat. I
Yeah.
am, I don't know if you can see it.
I can't
Um,
see now. You can just let me know.
all right. So he's asking, the person Zephaniah. So he's currently doing his diploma in editing, post-production, and
Okay.
direction, pre-production. So
Okay.
next year he will be graduating. So
Okay.
he's asking, please give me an advice on how I should continue, his passion in this field as a career. So he's saying like, what would be the possible way for him and scope for direction? That's what he's asking.
Direction. He's asking direction.
Yeah,
Okay. So I would say
editing,
here,
editing and direction. That's what he asked.
yeah. So I will tell you, there is only one rule to get into this industry, because it's a very tough competition, cutthroat competition here in this industry. And whatever area you go, you work, I mean, there are so many people already, like, of course, like I said, it's a cutthroat competition. I would always advise the quality of your work, your excellence will make a lot of difference. What is your USP? What are you bringing on the table? If it is out of box, people cannot, I mean, initially the struggle might be there to get associated with so and so, but there, I believe sometimes contacts play a good role. Sometimes you just walk through, you have some connects who can get you inside any of the big studio, or maybe or if you want to practice your own, like you have friends or people who are ready to invest, and you have your own story, your everything, and you can do independent filmmaking. Because if you see this TVF producers, Kota Factory, I think you have heard about it, right? Kota Factory, as everyone.
The Kotai, like in Rajasthan?
Yeah, so Kota is a
Ah.
place city in Rajasthan. There's a web series, Kota Factory. It
Oh,
is
okay,
become
okay.
super hit, web series. And do you know who are the people behind it? All students. They're
Oh,
all students who have become producer, and they have become really, really big.
okay.
And I'm saying it's just your passion. How passionate are you at editing, at filmmaking? What are you bringing on the table? I mean, here, if you say, like, gone are those days where it was just, cinema, it was just theaters, and getting to theaters was a task. No, not now. It's not the time. If you are talented, you are able to channelize your passion, your skills, and ready to either make your own content with your own resources, whatever, less or more available. And if it is really good content, it is selling. They have started from YouTube, and now, I mean, big channels are buying their web series and waiting for season after season, and they're just sheer college students. So I'm saying you have to create your space in this industry. What I'm feeling, what I've been realizing, what I tell to youngsters. I get a lot of queries regarding, ma'am, I want to be an actor, I want to do this. I always say them, are you like prepared or done your homework 100%? Because here you just throw a pebble, and whichever the pebble is going to touch is going to be a struggling actor or someone in this industry. But they are not very well prepared. They have not done the hard work, the homework, right? They don't know what's trending. They have not done the market analysis, the market study. If you do all this, you would know, okay, this is the need, and this is where I can actually work and fill the void. And if you are able to fill void, if you can, I mean, of course, like what we have studied, Lal, horizontal and vertical integration. If you can vertically integrate,
Hmm.
and then sky will be the limit.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
let's,
Good.
yeah.
Let's move on then.
I hope I was able to answer the question. Now, then, production phase, while the film is being shot, it's on the floor, shooting period, whatever number of days. So depends on the location, whether the cast, crew, and everyone is traveling, or I mean, within the city or sets in film city. So absolutely depends on the screenplay, the story. Post production, where the entire film is being made. I mean, it says that the film is made on edit table. So maybe whatever good shots you have captured but not put in the film, then it's of no value. So it's mostly the chemistry between the director and the editor. So here it's a very important aspect of filmmaking. Then, of course, the release. This is very important. Now, in today's time, it has become, I would not say easy, but still like some percent easy. Why? Because of the availability of OTT platforms. Because if you see and go around, there are so many filmmakers, hundreds of filmmakers ready with their product, ready with their films over years and years, but it's all shell, not able to release, not able to get screens, not able to market, and not able to show the world what they have created. So this marketing, print and advertisement, P&A is a very important aspect of filmmaking. If you have made a product, it is very important to sell it, to show it, to showcase it. And in today's time with OTT, it has become little easier. Like you can go and sell your pitch your product to these OTT platforms. And again, there is a lot of cutthroat competition. Again, I mean, how to get in there. But if your product is good and if you are able to showcase it well, then sky is limit. I'll tell you one story regarding this same thing. Do you know this movie Arjun Reddy? Have you guys heard?
Is it recently released?
Okay, you heard of the film Kabir Singh?
Yes.
Kabir Singh? Any
Yes.
of you? I So Kabir Singh is the movie where Shahid Kapoor has acted. Shahid Kapoor.
Mhm.
So this is my uncle's production only, Cine One, and he's my uncle who Murad Khitani, and this movie was a remake of Arjun Reddy. Okay. Now I'll tell you who produced Arjun Reddy, and if you know about this very famous actor Vijay Deverakonda, who is like the heartthrob of the nation, like very popular. So what happened? This film, I would tell you, the budget for Arjun Reddy was say about 4 crore. Okay,
Oh, only that
and
much.
the makers were, yeah, the movie, the makers were trying to sell it to the studio, and they were, like days and nights were in that struggle that okay, just somebody buys the film. I mean, the studio who bought the film had, put them on hold for a year, saying that, oh, this is a not that great product, this is a crap product, it will not work, it will not work. And back of their mind, they knew that it's going to be a good film. Then what happened a year later, when like when you lose hope and you just think okay, nothing is working, nothing is happening. So what happened, they sold it off for like some deal for 5-6 cr, maybe just on 2 or 3, maybe, or maybe not that, I'm not sure of the amount. But do you know how much when the studio released it made on box office?
Oh,
Around 70 cr.
oh, wow.
the, the movie made 70 cr. The makers didn't get anything because they sold the film outright.
Oh,
No IP, nothing. And the film, I'm telling you, this is the power of a release. And then when the remake right was being bought and it was made in Hindi language, in the form of Kabir Singh by the same director, this film made 300 crore on box office. And
yeah.
that was just the power. Yeah, 400, 300 crore. So that is what is happening. I mean, I attend so many film festivals or like regional film festivals where I see good cinema, good movies, but then makers, they don't have that much capacity to just release their film. So while getting into here, it is very important to understand where it is going to end. What is the end game? What is the end goal? If you have made the most beautiful work but not able to showcase to the world, what's the point? Now, what are the skills required by a filmmaker? So, if you want to pursue your career into filmmaking, what it is that is required, you need to have clear vision. Very important that clarity has to be there, that what in what direction are you heading, what you really want. Creativity, of course, because it is a very creative field and it is a very competitive field. If you are not proactively working, thinking out of box, you're out of industry, like your second film. So you have to be very creative, thinking something which is not seen or heard or spoken. So that is very much required. Storytelling skills, I mean, if you have a story to tell, and before even getting it into reality, how you are narrating it, how you are living your story, how you are making all the characters of the story live, and when you're talking, maybe you are narrating it to your friends, and if your friends are appreciating it, I mean, they are saying, wow, what a story. I mean, that is important for you to live that in whatever capacity, even if you are an actor, even if you are a screenplay writer, your director, whosoever, in whatever capacity. I mean, everyone who is a part of filmmaking is connected with one story. And if you're not able to live that story, I mean, then it's end of the game. Effective, what skills will you develop as you go down the path of filmmaking? So once you get into, you've decided your career, you've chosen your career as a filmmaker, what will you develop? Very effective communication skills, because again, I told you, it's very important. It's not just one or two people communicating, it's a teamwork, absolutely a teamwork, and you have to be very clear with your communication skills. Your taste for aesthetics, I mean, how much detailing. If you see cinema, you are able to discriminate between good cinema and not so good cinema, and what is the difference between two is just detailing. Filmmakers who put a lot, who work a lot on details, get outstanding results. For example, if you see, if I told you, there are filmmakers who work on story for years. Like, for example, Rajkumar Hirani is one of the filmmaker in India, in Bollywood, who works years on story. Like, for example, recently his new film is coming, Donkey, which will be like Shah Rukh is the main lead there. He's been working for years now on Donkey, and it is going to be the epitome of his career, of the film industry, the Bollywood, whatever Bollywood is struggling with respect to the good content. I mean, that's what his words are. Better than Three Idiots, better than Lage Raho Munna Bhai, and whatever films we have seen through his lenses, in whichever capacity. So that is what is very important, that detailing part. So what is that taste for you, that how much are you showing the details within the scene, or you're just going it so quick that audiences didn't even realize what it was there. Leadership, as I told you, it's very important. You will develop leadership, and it's very like it's paramount to develop it. Why? You don't have to deal, again I said, not one person, it's a team of 200, 300 people. If you are not a good leader, people are not listening you, you not be able to survive. So in whichever capacity you are, you have to be authoritative, you have to be humble, grounded, yet authoritative, to be able to get your work done. And then problem solving skills. There are times where things just don't go right, and it happens all the time, every day on sets, and there you cannot afford to lose your calm, your peace, or just get panicked, because that's not the solution. You have to come up with problem. You have to be a troubleshooter rather than just cribbing over a problem. What is the scope of filmmaking? I would say, in today's time, with a lot of OTT platform coming in, and of course the theater and different means of entertainment, filmmaking has a lot of role to play, a greater room to accommodate, where I mean audiences have a lot to consume. So there's a lot of data that could be produced in many ways. I mean, just not in the way of a feature film, but in many ways. TV commercials, like TV serials, web series, web shows, or short stories, short films, and then of course there are bigger studios where you can try to associate yourself worldwide, from Walt Disney and Yash Raj Studios, Dharma Productions in India. You can work in different capacities. I mean, depending on your work reel, your portfolio, and apply to jobs in these particular studios, and get associated if you are at a very early stage of your career. And in India, worldwide, if you see what all cities are giving this, I mean, mostly it's LA, I told you, because it's all Hollywood. All the big production houses are there: Warner Brothers, Universal Studios, Paramount, NBC, all are there. New York is mostly they work on television, all the serials and all. And Vancouver, Canada, London, all these cities are doing good with respect to filmmaking. And market, I would take on the next slide, like what is the market size in India. Cities which are offering the career possibilities and filmmaking, first of all, of course, it's Mumbai. And then coming to regional cinema, if you are interested in South Indian cinema, which is also doing really really well, and in today's time doing much better than Bollywood, it's Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Hyderabad, like Telugu industry is doing pretty well in today's time. Now we have understood what's filmmaking area scope. Now we'll understand about the degree. Before that, it's again the scope of filmmaking. This is just a rough scenario of market I've given, like what is the market size in India. So it's 183.2 billion rupees INR. That's the size of market in India by this EY report in 2019. Out of which 145.7 is Bollywood and rest is the regional cinema, where I've given the split.
Okay.
Now coming next, what are the career opportunities after the filmmaking course? So, filmmaking is not just about one person standing one day and making a film. No, there are so many portfolios. There are so many people in different capacities come together and make that one dream come true. So, I mean, what all these are? There are production designers, there are screenwriters, there are cinematographers. I mean, I'm not going in detail, but of course, the screenwriter, production designer, like who will decide like what is the look and feel of the film. Every film has some theme set. Like if you see Suraj Bharjatia's film, where we have seen Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, or Hum Saath Saath Hain, all those old films. They're very family centric films. The theme is like the visuals, it's all family working together, eating together, enjoying together, in all the sadness together. So that's some kind of mood. So how the set is going to be very lively, very chirpy, very like up and up. Okay, then comes thriller. When we see the thriller movie will not come up with very like lively, vibrant color theme. No, it will be little dark. So I mean, the genre sets the theme, and the production designer takes care of that aspect. Okay, how this particular scene is going to look. I mean, how this entire setting. This is the feel of the story. So now the feel of the story must vibe with the sets around, the setting around. I mean, I cannot have a very sad emotion going at a very happy place. where people are dancing, chirping, like birds are chirping, and everything good is going around. So it's production designer. It's his job, his genre. Screenwriters coming up with stories. Now depends on which genre, what genre is your genre. I mean, there are people who likes to write just horror, just thriller, just rom-com, or just romantic films. So depends. I mean, there is a lot of room to explore and become a writer. Cinematographer, of course. How are you going to operate the camera? That's all camera work. The whatever we see, the grandeur in the film is all credits goes to the DOP, the director of photography. So
Okay.
that involves a lot of camera work, the tricks, what angles, how are you going to shoot so and so scene, which angle is good, this angle is good, that angle is good. Okay, now we need to take a close up shot, or it has to be a wide angle. So all this is all in the bucket of a cinematographer is going to decide the look what we actually see on screen. If we really like the work of Devdas, okay, Devdas film, Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai and Madhuri Dixit, it was a big film and huge humongous sets, but then all those sets, but it was showcased by whom? Vinod Pradhanji, who is the director of photography, who actually brought everything to us through his lenses. And that's a very crucial and important role.
Uh, but two questions here, Aishwarya.
Kanji.
Screenwriter, how are they different from the script writer? Are they the same or are they different?
So basically, screenplay is a screenplay writing is same only. It's nothing different. Sometimes the screenplay, when you say it comes with dialogue. So you know what happens?
Okay.
Sometimes the writers who just would write the entire story without dialogues. Who
Ah,
now,
I see.
if they're just given the entire narrative, sometimes there are two people working on the same story. We have different dialogue writer and different screenwriter. So the
Okay.
person has given the entire narrative. Okay, this is happening. This is going on. There is a boy who's coming, like going into a jungle and what all. But then whenever the dialogue parts come, we will not write. We will just write the gist of the dialogue, but we'll not write what they're exactly talking. So when it comes to screenplay, there are dialogues as well. So whatever is happening on the screen with respect to the detailing of the surroundings, whatever is being said and spoken is a part of screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second question. So you said cinematographers, right? So do they actually handle the cameras or they're just directing the cameraman to shoot it that way in a particular angle or zoom in, zoom out?
No. So basically, again, this is one department. DOP
Hmm.
is one head of the department who is in charge, who is the director of photography. Now he will have many assistant, directors who will be working with him. Cameraman one, cameraman two, cameraman three, one person who's doing angle. So I mean, all these interns. So basically, like if I talk about Vinod Pradhanji, he's one of the biggest cinematographer in India. So he will have his team of 5 to 6 people, and they're all
Okay.
working in this particular segment where he is giving instruction. So basically, he is the man behind the camera seeing, but all those instruction and little changes and all are done by the assistants.
Okay.
So it's a team coordination, but one person giving all the instruction, that is the
Got it.
head, the DOP. But when it is a small budget film, when it is your own film, then one person does multiple jobs. So
Okay.
it's a very
Makes sense.
flexible thing. It's a very, for example, when I have done my thesis film, I'll share a link of my thesis film on this platform. What I have made it names as Blues. I mean, I did not have a lot of, because as a student, you're not that resourceful. You're making just a school film. right? And you're not investing a lot of money. So I just have one camera person who was doing everything. So one person for light, one person for the sound, one person for the camera. This is how, like, maybe my had a crew of just 5 people, because it
Mhm.
was not, of course, that bigger film, just a 10-minute film. So depends on the scale of the film, how many are you hiring. But of course, one DOP is there, the subordinates will come. For example, for director, there are first AD, second AD, third AD, fourth AD, fifth AD, sixth AD, seventh AD. There are like 10 ADs are there, assistant directors.
Okay.
So when this film has come, the Dil Wale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, DDLJ, very famous film, still being showcased at Maratha Mandir here in Mumbai, still in theater. Okay, it's been more than 25 years of release. So the director was Aditya Chopra, writer, producer, director. It was him, and this movie he started writing and working at the age of 23, and 24 he directed the film. And his dad has some other opinions and all. And on the same set, it was Karan Johar, who was 20-year-old, and he assisted Aditya Chopra as first AD, or maybe second AD.
Okay.
So from there, your career goes up. Like, for example, if I want to get into a study, nobody can directly come into mainstream. I mean, of course, I mean, there are people who are very, I mean, they are very upgoing, and they can take that challenge. They're very aggressive in their approach, and maybe they can do it. And when it is coming to independent film, but when it comes to a very, like large, big budget film over 50 crore to 100 crore, and there are a lot of people involved. I mean, when in that capacity, you try to work to assist who is doing the best. Maybe the best director, you want to assist the director to understand the nuances of how he works, to understand the nuances of his work style, the filmmaking part. Similarly, if you want to be DOP, so now you have to decide, what are you aspiring for? Are you aspiring for to be a director? Of course, then you're going to be assisting the director. Are you aspiring for the director of photography who want to become a great cinematographer? You will be assisting a cinematographer. I
Okay.
think I'm
Yes. Yes.
able to
Yes.
answer. Then after this, what are the career opportunities after the filmmaking course? Like we were talking before, of course, you can get into acting, film direction, production. I mean, totally depends what excites you the most. And of course, in acting capacity, there are various lead actors, side actors, I mean, extras, comedians. Of course, nobody aspires to be the extras and all, but I mean, there are people who are into that and working in that capacity as well. Then, editor, I had a question from one of the editors. So, this is also a very rewarding a way, because, again, I said the movie is made on edit table, and it is a very crucial, very crucial aspect of filmmaking. Apart from that, what are career opportunities? I mean, there are historians, film journalist, makeup artist, costume designer, digital videographer, film archivist, people who like keep the films in libraries. I mean, take care of the older films, like historians. No, not historian, but archivists. Then film critique, film business, then light related things. You want to be a light designer, because light also plays a very important role, just changes the mood and setting of the film. So these are very important areas when a film is being shot. So you can choose to be one, like if you are interested in physics, or you have that thing for light. Okay, I want to give this subtle lighting, warm light, cold light, or whatever. I mean, different thing. Then comes sound engineers. Sound engineers could be in various ways, like whatever sounds are being produced in the scene, with respect to what you are doing. For example, if you're talking and if you're walking, that tuck tuck sound. So like there are artists who makes those sounds, like maybe on screen that is not being shot, but later it is added with certain activities. So sound designers do, and also sound engineers do. And then of course music is a part of it, where of course it's all together a different stream who's giving the background music, because music makes a lot of difference. For example, a horror movie will never sound a horror movie if the BGM is not good, the background music is not good. You get jump scare or the goosebumps or whatever, it's because the music takes you there, not just the visuals, but the right timing with the visuals and the impact that creates the entire setting and impact on an individual. Then VFX, animators, very important these days, depends on what all VFX are needed. So many, for example, this film has come Brahmastra. We have seen a lot of, I mean, whoever has seen a lot of VFX, whatever has, been created in the realm of Bollywood. Then what is the filmmaking course fees? And in India, say about if you want to get into different filmmaking courses, now it depends on what kind of courses you want to enroll for. For example, there could be a diploma, a degree course after your 12th, or 1 year course that you want to do maybe after your graduation. There are week programs and there are master degrees as well. So roughly in India, it ranges somewhere about 68,000 to 10 lakh INR, depending on the duration of course. And abroad, basically, like I've calculated from USD only, so somewhere 5,000 USD to, I mean, like 4 lakh rupees to 1 crore 25 lakh for the degree program. So that's quite expensive, but many colleges do offer abroad good scholarship depending on your work portfolio. What is the curriculum? While you're going under this school program, like learning, what all you go through is, of course, you understand the nuances, the history of film, the film theory. Some part of mathematics is required, essential for you to understand certain concepts in filmmaking. Digital editing you have to do, because if you are studying film, and it's just that you cannot, as a filmmaker, you have to have the wholesome perspective of everything. I studied filmmaking. I have done, I have read this history. I have done screenplay writing. I have legit done acting as well. I have done editing. I have learned. So now I have the knowledge of everything, because whatever field I would want to specialize later depends. But initially, I have to have understanding. Similarly, like how medical works, like first year, like you become a general physician and then you specialize in what field you have to go. So similarly, all these areas you have to, I mean, you have different subjects for all these areas to hone your skills and become and develop, and also develop your interest in this particular area. Just a sec.
Yeah. Is there any questions from the participants if you would like to ask?
Then shall I move on?
Okay, yeah, let's move on.
Now, what is the eligibility criteria for filmmaking degree? I mean, no such eligibility is required. I mean, after your 12th or maybe whatever, in whatever capacity you are. I mean, there is no specific requirement for background, that whether you're a science student or a commerce or arts or whatever. Uh, doesn't matter. It's just that you can take it irrespective of your background. Just what you have to have a keen interest in the particular field. And there are the degrees in this particular field, but I mean, if you say associate degree in filmmaking, BA is there, BSc is there, diploma is there, a master's is there, bachelor's degree in cinema studies are there, and all these studies are very specific with respect to your stream also. I mean, associate degree in cinematography is there, associate a degree in cinematography, bachelor's of arts in cinematography, bachelor's of art in direction, bachelor of arts in acting, bachelor of arts in, so whatever, like area you want, maybe the sound engineering. So all these degrees are in all those fields what we have seen here, like here what all editing also you have a degree. So depends, basically depends on what area you are actually targeting. And these are the general forms what I have written mentioned here. Now, what skills will you develop in terms of tools and technology? I mean, of course, you have to be well versed with some technical know-how while you're working. Of course, in today's time, it's all technology-driven cinema. It's not the days and old age, style of working. So there are new softwares which you have to be good at. I mean, graphic designing, sound editing softwares are there, video editing softwares are there, graphics, then desktop design, publishing, equipments, what you deal with, camera, audio, lighting, visuals. So, I mean, these are the technical areas where you delve into and hone your skills, and of course, eventually become self sufficient and independent to be able to understand and create your own things. But of course, with a team collaboration. This is average what I have mentioned. How much do a filmmakers earn? What the salary of filmmaker? It's a very subjective because it's a median what I have uh, taken. It all depends on your experiences, talent, and how experienced are you. For example, if some cinematographer comes to me who has an experience of 25 years in industry, has worked with all the big directors and actors, from ranging from Amitabh Bachchan to Shah Rukh Khan to I mean, all big South actors. And if he comes to me and asks me his quote, I mean, he would charge me 2 crore, 3 crore for a film, or maybe 4, 5 crore, depending on what is his bandwidth. But if I ask somebody who's just started his career, I will just set him for 5 lakh to 10 lakh to 15 lakh, depends. So it absolutely depends on your exposure, your work, your experience, everything. So this is very subjective to person coming from where and in what capacity is he able to charge. This is very much median what I have put down, because there are hundred of writers, hundred of TV producers. Not everybody is making the same money. Okay, one is making maybe 3 crore, 4 crore, 5 crore a year, or maybe 10 crore a year, and one is just making 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. So, I mean, there are the large, there's a huge gap and huge numbers. So, this median comes down to these numbers. And if you want, I can share this deck and you can just revisit. But I'm telling you everything. I mean, in this particular field, if you have that skill, experience, and everything, sky is the limit. But you have to be patient to keep going, because first day it will not happen. It will happen over a period of time. And if you are, for example, this film I forgot this film, which Atlee is a very young filmmaker who's directing Shah Rukh Khan. He's just 34-year-old, and he is either making Jawan or Donkey. I forgot which one it is. So, I mean, he's just 34 and he's directing a person who's more than 55. And because now that charisma is there in him, the spark is there in him, he's coming up with which is something out of box, which is not, and he's not done a lot of work before, but now he got that opportunity. So I'm saying, no, it's not that people don't get opportunity, it's just that you have to put in the right efforts, right time. Again, I said, and before I also said, what are you bringing on the table? What are you bringing to the table? Like, that is your ball game. What are the other related occupation in filmmaking? I mean, of course, if you are a filmmaker, if you've done well, you can get into schools, you can be a professor, researcher, do more about, research more about the style of cinema, evolution of cinema, become an academician. Then also people are becoming bloggers, writing about it. So everything related to cinema. I mean, this is to do with every, industry. Hi, just a sec. अभी हो हाँ 12-1 बजे तक. Some tips to sharpen our filmmaking abilities. So, as a filmmaker, I mean, if you want to get into this industry, this field, what should be, like every day, what should be done, what tips we should follow. So, identify your style first. What do you want to work on? I mean, what is your genre? What is your area? Like, are you interested in sci-fi, rom-com? I mean, different genres are there. So you have to understand what's your style. And because you will be able to justify what you enjoy doing, you will not be able to relate to a stuff which you're not interested in, and then you want to put 100% effort, and then you think, why is it not happening? It will not happen for sure, because creative field doesn't work that way. What suits your brain, what your heart is able to embrace, that only you're able to give your 100%, but not to everything. Like, it's just for the sake of selling. You won't be able to do good with that. I mean, do justice with something that is not your style. So it's very important, first identify. Then um, school's reputation. I mean, here it's imagine yourself as a script writer, actor, crew member, set developer, and most importantly, an audience, while maintaining your personal creative touch. So, I mean, here you are giving, different perspectives. Like, you are getting into the shoes of so and so person, and you're trying to understand what is your role that suits you the best. I mean, I want to be a script writer, or maybe if that script writer is writing, if I become that person, how am I going to cope with that situation? So, I mean, if you're able to put yourself in different roles and responsibilities, you will be able to understand the problems and nuances of that particular role. And probably later, when you are not in that role, you will be able to understand and communicate well, and maybe able to, narrow down the problems coming from that particular area of roles and responsibilities. And then
Just
one more thing important, just I'll finish this. I would advise for, I mean, like, this is what the homework even we used to get. Try to watch all kind of cinema, all movies, irrespective of good and bad. Why? Because bad movies also teach us a lot. You would know what is not to be made. It is very important to understand, okay, this is what I am not liking. Probably tomorrow there will be 100 people who would not like that. So it is very, very important to be able to, you have to be aware of what's going on in surroundings, and then you can actually eliminate omit that, okay, this is not what I want. And just to understand what you don't want, you have to watch good or bad everything. and then understanding the style, the way people are coming up with. Maybe you like some style, maybe you don't like some style, maybe you can create your own style. Because when your mind start practicing on certain areas, maybe your mind is able to come up with maybe there are 10 ways of maybe shooting a fight sequence. Maybe your brain can come up with 11th. Oh wow, this is a new thing what I have thought after I have went through all this. So it is very, very, very important to watch uh, films. And when I'm talking all cinema, not only restricted to just Bollywood or Tollywood, but all like worldwide cinema. In fact, Chinese films, Korean films, Spanish films. Spanish people make really good, amazing cinema. So you will, because now we are not just biased with respect to language, but we are filmmakers, and filmmakers will not be biased with respect to language, but they will be keen into the understanding of art of making a film. And if you are well versed with that, I mean, that horizon, your mind will have a better horizon understanding, and then you'll be able to come up with good work. Yes, Lal, you were saying something.
Yeah, there was a question on the chat. So there is asking that if FTII, the best film institution in India.
Yes, that's a question.
Yeah, that is the question.
Yeah, I mean, by far with statistics, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I'm coming up with my last slide, top 10 in India. I'm coming up with that.
All right.
uh, do we have any doubt? Can I move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Then develop your flair of aesthetics. How do you see, perceive things? What eye you have, you know? Learn from the success stories. Learn from the success stories. Uh, as a filmmaker, you should be aware what is going on in your surroundings. For examples, you have to be aware of what is going on in political scenario. I mean, it just awareness is very important for you to be able to come up with some topics that might impact society. Because at the end of the day, who are we making this cinema for society, to create some impact. It's not that I am creating a film for my own self. No, right, that is not the idea. So in that case, if it is a part of society where what we are aiming to give back to society, create some impact, some positive impact in society, then we must follow certain things. We'll have to be aware of our surroundings, learn from the success stories, like I've just mentioned about Aditya Chopra, how at the age of 24 he created a film, and he has changed the film industry, the Indian film industry, in a very positive way. I mean, the 90s, the duration of the 90s era. So how did he do that? There is a web series on Netflix about all this. I think there are 4 episodes. I am missing the name, but it's about this direction and all, where they have actually shown the graph of film industry, where Shah Rukh has also spoken about, and it's Aditya Chopra's journey and all. Just try to watch that. It's on Netflix. 4 hours content, 4 episode, 1 hour each. You will understand how these filmmakers made a difference, and what is lacking now. Why aren't people able to create that big cinemas? Like for example, earlier there were 10 movies releasing, 8 were super hit, but in today's time it's just 1 or 2 making that number, counting into that list. So yeah, it's important to learn from the success stories. Now, what are the factors to consider while choosing a school? If you are a 12th graduate and you want to get into the bachelor's degree, then if you have already completed your bachelor's, you want to get into master's degree. For example, I already completed my bachelor's in architecture, but because my family was into entertainment industry, I also had a keen interest. So I thought for going for master's, because of course bachelor's I had already completed, and I went for 2 years master. And that also gave a fair understanding. It's not that people who have not done bachelor's cannot do it in masters. No, you can do it at whatever level you are, just that you have to have that clarity in head that what you want to do. Now depends how much time you can invest. Of course, as a bachelor, so I mean it will be a 3-year degree. When you are pursuing undergrad, it will be 3 years degree. When it is post graduation, it's 1 year or 2 year, depending on the course. And different schools offer different duration of masters. New York Film Academy do offer 1 year master as well, and 2 year master as well. So different schools have different duration that you can check on online on their websites. Then institute's reputation, it is very important. If you're doing from like any reputable institution, it always has a value addition to your understanding. I come back to India, if I say that I'm from New York Film Academy, I've taken in a different way, I mean perceived in a different way. Okay, I know good technical know-how, I know I have a fair understanding of the subject. I don't talk for the sake of it, but I have an experience. I have worked with so and so people, and that gives an impact. And also, I believe that like there are two aspects of understanding. People have different mindset, like okay, just practical, practical, practical. I always believe when practical is aided with theory, it changes a lot of uh, gives new dimension, gives new perspective, more power, more impact. And if the theory is sound, it is always good, and you'll be able to do really good in that practical. I'm not saying the people who have started working and they have years experience in practical training, they don't know. Of course, they are doing brilliant in their fields, but I'm just saying, if you whatever you're doing, if you know the theory behind it, is more meaningful and powerful. Then, coming to teaching staff, of course, the institution will depend, like what teachers are there to teach you. Sometimes these big institutions, like for example, we used to have a lot of guest speakers from industry, from Hollywood, who were the great directors, who are the great directors, actors, Emmy Award winners, Oscar winners. They used to come for guest lectures. So this all depends on the reputation of institution. Do they have the capacity to invite so and so speakers, or their full time, faculty? In what capacity are they teaching? So this is all depends again on the school. Then location and facilities, like when I was choosing opting for film school, I wanted to first explore New York City. I just had some flair about in New York City that I want to go and study there. So I opted New York Film Academy, New York, not New York Film Academy, LA. Later, the last year I went there just to understand, the more detail and intricacies. And of course, when I decided I want to work there in Hollywood and work with those people, then I moved in there. But then this is absolutely up to you where you want to start. And then for that, you will do enough research, enough, I mean, speak to the alumni, students who have passed out from there, what are their experiences, how they are talking about the courses. And I mean, that feedback helps more rather than getting Google feedback, which could be manipulated. It's better to get connect to the alumni from so and so website. I mean, whatever school website is there, you'll always find out the alums, and they'll be able to guide you in the best capacity vis-a-vis anybody else. I mean, people who are offering will always talk good about the course, and the reviews on internet might be manipulated, but the alums will give you a real picture. Top 10 filmmaking school worldwide. So these are the schools. USC in California stands number one with respect to filmmaking, but they don't offer. I mean, right now I'm not sure, but I remember it always offers 2 year or 3 year degree program. I don't know whether the short term programs are there, because when I applied it was not there. And again, it was in California, so I did not choose for this school. But I mean, these are the schools making difference. And California Institute of Arts, all these, Sydney Film School, Paris, La Femis, top 10 filmmaking schools in India. Like one of the students just asked, yes, FTII Pune is leading all the institutes in India, and they're doing good. Like students from FTII are pretty well placed and doing good in industry. That's few of them even. Um, I don't have direct friendship, but I know few of references who are graduates from there. So yeah, these are top 10 filmmaking schools in India. And thank you so much. Any question, anything?
Okay. I think your slide is still a little bit behind than what we're seeing right now.
What are you
Uh,
seeing?
we are seeing that slide number 29 for some time, and 30 and 31 we have not seen.
Okay,
Yes.
so this one, can you see now?
Yeah. Yes.
This one, these are all 10 top 10 schools, no? So this is 6 here.
Okay.
USC, UCLA, American Film Institute, Beijing Film Academy, New York University, London Film School, and then California Institute of Arts, Chapman University, Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, California, Sydney Film School, and La Femis, Paris. So 10 top schools in the world, then top 10 schools in India. So here's the list.
Okay.
FII Pune. Can you see the last slide?
Yeah. Now we can see.
Yeah. So these are the 10 schools where people can try to apply. This is also a nice school, Whistling Woods International, which is Subhash Guy's school, and it's doing pretty good. I mean, students are very creative here. I have met the students here.
Okay.
So nice, it's nice film school. And of course,
I-
so
Is it in Goregaon? Where is it located?
Uh, I don't know. I mean exactly. It is, I think, near Film City. I think
Okay.
yeah,
No
location.
problem.
But yeah, it's in Mumbai only.
I have one question from the chat. So he is asking, what is your take on AI and filmmaking, artificial intelligence and filmmaking?
I mean, AI is taking over in every realm of,
Yes.
going. It sounds a little scary because AI is doing everything. In fact, I think the time to come, in fact, the screenplay writing is also done by AI and all. So, but at the end of the day, we have to understand it's computer, and of course trying to cope with or get on the same lines of human brain capacity, but at the end of the day it's computer um, brain, and humans have way too more room to explore. With respect to filmmaking, if you can take it in a positive way, it will help you. If you are taking in a negative way, I mean, coming up like what is happening with the help of AI, people are creating videos when they are not able to have budget for the video shoot. So just with AI, they're able to produce. So maybe if they just want to, I'm saying everything has pros and cons. Not depends totally on you. How are you taking it? I mean, I'm also being an observer and want to see how and where it takes to the industry. But I see a lot of good possibilities and opportunities if taken and used in a right way, rightful way, and it can actually help to reduce a lot of time. and come up with good quality. And of course, then when showing things like I've just recently seen a video where a lady said that I don't have budget to produce my videos, and how she was using a toilet seat because it's an oval shape, and it actually looks like the window of a airplane.
Yeah,
So
I've seen
she
that.
just, you seen that? Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, if it is doing and you're able to send message across, and if it is doing good for you, it's good. And again, I'm
Mm.
saying, like, I don't know, I'm so worried about the entire AI thing with respect to everything, like how students will be able to pass the exams when they'll stop using. For example, what has happened over a period of time, we legit lost our ability to write. Because
Yes.
we, if given an opportunity or chance to, I'm not talking of school students who are still in 10, 12, because they have to write their exams with pen and paper. But later, what's happening, if you are asked to write like 2 pages or 3 pages in continuous row, you will be exhausted. Your writing will go haywire. You will not be able to read your third page. And earlier we used to write so well. So I mean, with digital advancement technology, but like, dependence is so much that we are losing our own abilities, and which I am not very fond of. I really
Yeah.
believe, like, you should not become dependent. Means you should take assistance to be able to do your work in much smoother way, smarter way, shorter duration of time, but not becoming 100% dependent and lose your own brain. I mean,
Yeah.
stop using your own brain.
Yeah. So you don't see it as a threat to your industry, AI?
I'm saying pros and cons are there, Lal. Of course, it
Mhm.
could be, but yet, I mean, I am saying I'm too early to comment on that. Where it is going and how is it shaping? I'm the overall feeling it as a threat. Overall, not in film
Yeah.
industry, in everything. Like, people are writing their emails just with using Chat GPT, Jasper AI.
I've done that.
Yeah, beautiful AI. And I mean, there are so many AIs that's come up, and using. And I mean, and it's not that I have not used Chat GPT. Of course, I have explored the possibilities, but then you have to be wise enough also to understand, when right now it's
Yes.
not that appropriate. It is not giving exact, like, you have to use your brain. So if some kind of assistance is there, it's fine. But total dependence and just thinking that this is, then you will understand, then in that case there will be no distinguished or differentiator. Everybody will give same answer, no? Or same thing. So let's see where it is going. And myself little amused, like, where it's going.
Yeah. All right. So I think we will open maybe, a few minutes for any questions from our participants. You can either, put it in the chat, or you can, unmute yourself and speak and ask the questions. So we'll have a Q&A session right now. Yeah.
I will be happy if the questions are there, or maybe if all of you can just put some feedback about how was the session, and how did you all, I mean, was it informative, and was able to, I mean, satisfy whatever queries you have in your head. So I would really appreciate if we can get some feedback.
Okay. I guess there are no feedback or there may be no questions.
I mean,
So
feedback, okay. So, I'll be okay. Not right now. Question, I just thought maybe people are taking time to write. So,
mhm.
it's
Okay.
almost 2 now. I'll share my email address. So, just in case any query, anything, we can. People are all clear. Everything got clear.
Or they're fully confused.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's not stretch it anymore. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for spending your valuable time
Okay, my
talking to
pleasure.
us. Anyway, this is recorded, so we will upload it in YouTube so that people can view them and then go back, through the session from YouTube, and they might have some questions later. So if any such thing comes up, then I will direct it to you.
So you have a
But
channel, Lal, for Arise.
yeah, the same name in YouTube, it will be there. I will share the link with you also once I upload it.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure. Do
Right.
that.
So, all right, then thank you everyone to the participants who have stayed with us till the end. And once again, thank you, Aishwarya, and everyone
Thank you,
have a
Lal.
nice day.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Have a great one.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Have a great day, everyone.